with us now is Adam. Adam, thank you so much for spending a little time with us today backstage. So tell us about your panel today.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Donna, thanks for having me. So very excited to be here at NAPI streaming. We were a little disappointed in January, where, of course, due to the pandemic, we didn't go to Miami, but here we are. Nice that it's in my neighborhood, so that's helpful. And Dan Cohen, my friend, who's also the president of content distribution for Paramount, was interviewing me, and we had a nice little chit-chat. Can't really call it an interview. It was really more of like couple of old friends having coffee, having a conversation about business.
Catching up, right? And things are moving and evolving so quickly. What's happening at Tubi now?
So we're growing so fast. So Tubi is what's known as AVOD, ad-supported video on demand, and we're now a massive platform with over 40,000 titles. It's probably the biggest library in streaming of its kind. Powered by machine learning and algorithms to get the right piece of content to the right person. And business has been absolutely booming. We have over 51 million monthly active viewers at this point, and 3.6 billion hours viewed last year. So that's a lot of content being watched by a lot of people.
Was there a moment along the journey where you said, wow, now it's a brand that has legs?
Such a great question. Every now and then, when you're in it every day, it doesn't feel that way. But every now and then, I'll just stop, and usually it's when I look at the data and I see our performance metrics. I'm like, wow, I remember when it was down here, and now it's up here. So it really is pretty fascinating to see. And I've been in AVOD for a while. Previously, I was at Crackle when it was a part of Sony. So I've been doing this AVOD thing for a while, and at the beginning of this calendar year, we started to say, we think this is going to be the year of AVOD. We think this is where ad-supported VOD viewership is going to surpass SVOD, subscription video on demand, and it has. And so that's been very validating. And then finally, about 2 years ago, we were acquired by Fox Corporation. We launched originals a little less than a year ago, and so we've recently announced that we're doubling down on originals, which is going to mean over 100 originals over the next year. And what we found, we have our own unique approach, which is very viewer-driven, and being able to look at our data and determine, gotcha, we have an audience for horror, we have an audience for westerns, we have an audience for rom-com, et cetera, and really just amplify engagement. Because at the end of the day, streaming is about engagement, and are you gonna have content that people wanna watch? And what our viewers have told us loud and clear is they love watching our originals. In many cases, I look at the data and I see these originals doing so much better than big, massive Hollywood titles that you and I have probably seen a dozen times. And it's been really remarkable, but I think it's really just, we have our own secret sauce to find that right piece of content for the right viewer. And then finally, we're really focused on really being a reflection of our audience. So about 40% of our audience identifies as multicultural. So we're very focused on storytelling that reaches a diversity of audiences. Black cinema is one of our most popular categories. We recently had an original called Lord of the Streets, which is in our black cinema category, that has been such a huge success for us. Another example, we haven't announced it yet, but a little tease. Been watching the first cut and loving it. It's an LGBTQ romance, something I don't think we've really seen before, and we know we have such a tremendous audience looking for stories that really reflect the LGBTQ plus community, and in that case, with representation in front of and behind the camera. So it's with over 100 originals, it's a lot of diversity, lots of different voices, lots of different content, and really that's Tubi.
And Tubi's also putting a lot of those people to work, which is, great. As a content creator, it's nice to have jobs in our industry, and so it's nice that Tubi is saying, you know what, bring it on. We want your content. So thank you very much, Adam, and wishing you all the best. And that's it from behind the scenes here. I'm Donna Drake, and we'll be coming up with a little bit more after our next panel.